Good day, I'm Dr. Smith. Today I will be looking at the example of an assignment test type of assessment. This is important in this digital age of online assessing. Our written tests might be replaced by this assignment test type of assessment. I will be looking at study unit 4, assessment criteria 1 as an example. So be prepared, students, that this is not only based on assessment criteria 1. This can be asked for any assessment criteria and any study unit for that matter. Now, what I have here is a few notes to students. The assignment format will replace the test that you would have written in the class or online. It is advisable to prepare your assignment in MS Word. Now, it is very difficult to complete a comprehensive assignment on your mobile phone. I ask students to refrain from doing this on your mobile phone because your capability will obviously be limited, and we don't want that. At all times, see if you can use your laptop or a desktop computer. When you are done with the questions in MS Word, it is easy for you to copy and paste the answers into the specific sections required from you on MyTutor. Now, each statement you write, and I repeat every statement, you must cite. And there's a reference guideline that has been published on MyTutor that you can use as a guidance on what it is that needs to be completed. This will prepare your students for any future research that you might do. Now let's focus on the different type of questions that will be asked in this case. Now, I've identified 5 types of questions that can be asked, and you will see on the screen here that I refer to question 1. So there can be 5 questions, there can be 6 questions, but each one of them are put together with 5 very sub-questions, very specific sub-questions, and they will all be the same for each one of the main question. So question 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5 will then guide you in completing this specific assignment test assessment format. You will receive these questions prior to the submission date on MyTutor, so you will have ample time to work on it. But please, students, do not procrastinate and leave it until the last day. So let's look at the first of the 5 sub-questions. Identify all the required theory related to assessment criteria 1. Now, I've said previously, assessment criteria, that could be any assessment criteria as guided in the assignment test assessment given to you. Now, when you look at the marks allocated, half marks are allocated, so you need to generate theory on assessment criteria 1 that is substantially researched, and it should not be longer than 3 to 4 lines, inclusive of the citing, and it should not be longer than an A4 page. Now, the paragraphs or the statements that you make must be of such level that you can apply it to a specific company. Looking at question 1.2, coming back to question 1.1, in terms of the theory you will source from your prescribed books. Very important, from your prescribed books, because it will assist you in preparing for the examination and the written examination later on in the year or next year. Question 1.2, in relation to question 1, you now need to identify a company of your choice and research a short background to the identified or chosen company, no more than half an A4 page. Now, please remember that this specific question is very important, because you must see yourself as the training manager or the HR manager of this company, and you need to know what your company stands for. You can look at the vision, the mission, what is the goals of this company, and look again at the mark allocation. 1.3, in relation to question 1 and 2, you now need to say, as the HR manager, from what you've read in question 1.1, does your company comply to that theory that you have researched? Yes or no? And don't just write yes or no. You need to give an extensive explanation why or why not do they comply? And again, every statement that you write will be cited. Now, it is easy where you then just copy that theory that you written in question 1.1, paste it into 1.3, and then just add what your company is doing. So very easy. So the first A4 page will be the theory, and the second A4 page will be what is happening within your company. Question 1.4, in relation to question 1, 2, and 3, you must now determine what will you do to change this specific need in the organization to comply to that theory in the research that you have done. So again, very easy. You copy your theory and you then paste it in question 1.4, and you will then just add what is the changes that you would put in there. But then, or what the changes that you would suggest would have to be done to align your company with what the theory demand. Now, obviously, you cannot have citing here because you will now do an analysis between question 1.1 and 1.3. Lastly, in question 1.5, all the citing that you have done must be stipulated according to the TUT guidelines in question 1.5. You need to acknowledge where you got the information from. You cannot thumb suck, except with the analysis where you compare question 1.1 and 1.3. Now, you have to do this for all the main questions that you will receive in such an assignment that will be published online. Thank you very much.